Hello everyone, welcome to the Sam Fury Show. In this episode, Sam from samfury.com and Aventuras from sfnonfictionbooks.com discuss Chapter 4 of Profit First, written by Mike Michalowicz. Chapter 4 is titled Choose Your Own Adventure.
Okay, so we're diving back into Profit First today and
Fresh,
looking at Chapter 4.
Okay.
And this chapter is kind of interesting. It's called Choose Your Own Adventure.
Right.
And it kind of lays out, we've been talking about how to allocate your money first.
Mm-hmm.
Taking profit first as the main thing.
Yep.
But, how much should you be taking?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
Right. And this chapter kind of lays out two options.
Okay.
So the first option that Michalowicz talks about is, just use the instant assessment figures that he gives you in the book.
So just kind of like a plug and play sort of deal.
Yeah, like here are some percentages based on your revenue.
Yep.
Here's what you should be allocating.
Uh-huh.
The second option is that you actually personalize it for your business.
Yeah, so get in there and really try to figure out what makes sense for you.
Right. And I think, one of the things that I thought was really interesting is he talks about this idea of analysis paralysis.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Where you can get so caught up in trying to figure out the perfect numbers.
Right, like you're so worried about getting it exactly right
Right.
that you never actually do anything.
And you never actually do it.
Yeah, you're just stuck in planning mode forever.
Right. And he even says, like, you know what? If you find yourself doing that, just move on.
Yeah, just come back to it later.
Don't have to
But
get to it later. Just get started.
just get the ball rolling.
And I think that's so important because it's so easy to get bogged down in the details.
Absolutely.
And the other thing that he cautions against is going too big too fast.
Oh, yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
Right.
If you try to take out too much profit right away, you could end up hurting your business.
Right. You could end up short on cash. You could end up not being able to pay your bills.
Exactly. It's like trying to run a marathon without any training.
Right.
You're going to crash and burn.
So he advocates for starting slow and gradually increasing your profit allocation over time.
Yeah, it's all about finding that sustainable pace.
Right. Finding what works for your business.
Exactly.
And for me personally, I decided to just go with the instant assessment figures to get started.
Yeah, makes sense, especially if you're a smaller business, like you said.
Yeah, I figured, I can always tweak it later.
Right, you can always revisit it once you have a better feel for things.
Exactly. But for those of you who are thinking about personalizing it right away, Michalowicz does lay out some steps in the chapter.
He does.
But one thing he does say is that one of those steps can be pretty time-consuming.
Yeah, it involves really diving deep into your income and expenses.
Right, and analyzing everything to see where you can make adjustments.
Which can be a pretty big undertaking.
Right, so if you're thinking about personalizing it, I would definitely recommend reading through the whole chapter first.
Absolutely. Make sure you know what you're getting into.
So I guess the big question is, for you listening right now,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this whole speed versus personalization thing?
What's your gut telling you?
Yeah, are you someone who likes to jump in and get started?
Or do you prefer to plan everything out in detail?
And I think, there are a lot of factors that could influence your decision.
For sure.
Like how comfortable are you with financial analysis?
Right.
How complex is your business?
Mm-hmm.
And what are your overall goals?
Yeah. What are you ultimately trying to achieve?
Because there's no right or wrong answer here.
Nope. It's all about finding what works best for you.
So take some time to think about it.
And see what makes sense for your unique situation.
And we'll see you in the next deep dive.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to the Sam Fury Show. If you found this episode useful, let us know with a like, follow, and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com to get free access to all our original summaries, which you can download as PDFs, as well as other exclusive content. It's all completely free at samfury.com.